welcome back to part 3 of our digital marketing calculator series. In this third video, what we're going to go over is another version of a calculator tool that we've created. It's a Google Sheet that you can modify it and make it your own. What you will need to use all of these calculators are 3 or 4 data points. You need to know your revenue goals, your services and your revenue mix, some high-level sales metrics, a little bit of information about your current lead sources. And with those data points, we've created an entire series, oops, my head's in the way, of calculators to help you figure out the number of digital branded leads that you need to generate to meet your goals. So in the first video, we looked at just basic grow your revenue. Second video, how to eliminate lead aggregators from your lead source mix. And in this video, we're going to look at what does the calculation look like when you add a new service offering for homeowners. In future videos, we're going to talk about how to do the math if you want to expand it into a new territory, and how to set some big picture marketing budgets, including PPC budgets. Okay, so let's dive into our calculator. As always, you have to fill out some big picture information about your goals. I've already done it to make this video a little bit shorter. In this example, we're looking at a company that's selling bathroom, one-day baths, and window installations. We've already got information about last year's revenue, this year's goal, the percent growth that is, the average ticket price, the approximate revenue split, big picture, broad information about the set rate for all leads generated. And then we've got information about your big picture closing ratio. And with those data points, revenue, services, ticket price, revenue split, we can help you come up with the total number of inquiries that you need to generate every month. Those are not appointments, those are new inbound inquiries into your organization. And then, as you may have seen in the earlier videos, you start to input your current lead sources and figure out what's the gap that you need to make up. So in this video, we're taking all this information from the data entry screen about the situation with your company and saying, what if, in this example, you had been selling one-day baths and window replacements? What does that look like for this calendar year with your revenue goal if you were to add another service? With all of the spreadsheets that we're sharing, we like to use yellow as an indicator of where you can input variables and then change the calculations throughout the sheet. So if we're looking at this sheet and we're looking at last year, if your revenue was 4.25 million last year and this was your revenue split, then this was the revenue you generated per service, the number of jobs that you installed per service that year, per month, on average the number of appointments or demos that you had to go on, and the number of raw leads that you had to generate for that service line last year. And all of these numbers total up here. So that's kind of a snapshot. In order to hit 4.25 last year, you were probably generating 103 leads a month. Now that's assuming, this sort of fictional ticket price, revenue split, etc. But once you plug in your numbers, this will be a tool that you can use for your situation. So if you had last year needed to generate 103 leads a month, this year with your new revenue goal of $6 million right out of the gate, you got to generate 146 leads a month to hit that goal at those same ticket prices, same set rates, same closing ratio, and same revenue split. Now, if you were to keep all things similar, but just add a service, here's where you could do this at the bottom of this sheet. So I'm going to add 2 example services. Let's do stair lifts. And let's say you wanted it to be 10% of your revenue. I already kind of cheated on this. So before, let's say this was 0. So if last year had been a 75-25 split between baths and windows, and you want to add stair lifts and say that's going to be 10%, well, you got to take that 10% from somewhere. Let's say you really want to decrease revenue from baths, or at least maybe not be quite so reliant on it. You're not decreasing the actual dollar amount. You're just decreasing your dependence on it to hit your goal. So in this scenario, adding stair lifts in this calendar year, but changing the revenue split for baths, then your goal for baths this year is 3.9, where last year is 3.1. So you're still growing baths, but now you're offering a new service. Let's say it was stair. Let's say that the average ticket price was, I don't know, $5,500. So having this new revenue goal, let me pull this down so we can keep it in sight. Having this new revenue goal plus a new service line, now your total number of leads that you need to generate from all sources went from 146 to 167. Now, why did it grow? Why did that number grow if your revenue goal didn't grow? It's because you added a product that has a lower average ticket price, which means you have to install more jobs and go on more appointments and generate more leads to get the same amount of revenue, because it's just a product that doesn't cost as much. Let's say you wanted to add a higher ticket price item, but not change your overall revenue goal. Let's say you wanted to add, you're already doing windows, let's say you do siding. And let's say your average ticket for siding was $25,000. And let's also say, all right, for whatever reason, maybe you want to get out of the bath business and you want to be more evenly split between baths and exterior remodeling. So in that case, we could bring baths down to 50% of your target revenue and siding up to 25. Now you've got like a half and half split between exterior and interior, and you've got a higher average ticket price for this new service that you've offered. Now the total number of leads that you need to generate has gone down because the price of the average job that you're installing has gone up so much. So again, I'm not trying to pretend that, this is a fully exhaustive tool that you can use for every conceivable scenario, but here we are in the third video of the series, and we've given you some really big picture tools to help you come up with that raw lead number you need to hit every month just to grow revenue. That's on this tab. The second tab, which was the last video, showed you some tools to think about how you could change your lead source mix and how that would change your numbers, and maybe it would also improve your appointment set rate. And then in this video, we're showing you what would some of this math look like if you added another product or service to offer homeowners. We'll keep going with this idea in future videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, reach out and book an appointment with us if you would like to continue this conversation on a more personalized, customized level. Thanks a lot.